Hello folks, today what we're going to do is kind of walk you through the process of changing out the thermostats on this Honda 150 4-stroke program fuel injection V-tec engine. This is a 2013. I bought this boat. It's all dusty and dirty since it's been in the warehouse. Don't use it as much as we used to. Need to use it more often. Now that we're starting to retire, we're going to be burning it up quite a bit. I noticed it's got about 65, maybe 70 hours on it, and several years ago we changed the thermostats out into 10. Impeller's still original, but we noticed as soon as we cranked it up today that the alarm went off within a couple of minutes, letting us know that something got a little warm. So we're going to check the thermostats out first, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and if that doesn't resolve the problem, then we'll check the impeller out next. Folks, I'm not promoting this product here, but anyhow, if you work on outboards, this is something you really, anti-seize lubricant that you need to put on any boat that you pull apart and put back together. You'll find the second time around will make it a whole lot easier, and these bolts may not twist off in the block, requiring a lot of drilling. We're going to remove these 3 bolts right here. It's a 10mm socket. I'm using a 1/4-inch drive. Loosen them up. These have already been replaced a couple of years ago, so they're going to come out pretty easy. But I can't stress the fact of using an anti-seize compound on these boats, especially with aluminum. Alright, we'll pull them 3 bolts out of there, set them to the side here. There's your thermostats. These will actually pop out just like that. See, both of these are closed right now. If you wanted to test these 2 thermostats, you can put them in a cup of water, put them in a microwave, heat that thing up till the water's boiling, and you'll see if these thermostats are opening and closing like they should be. I don't really see anything wrong, visually with these, but that don't mean that they're good. You'll need to test them in a cup of water, and generally, as a rule of thumb, I'd replace these at least every couple of years, depending on how much or how often you run the boat. You don't want to get out there on the water and then have an alarm go off and find out either your impeller's bad or your thermostats are bad, and you're sitting out in the middle of the bay and trying to find a way in late at night. That'd be kind of dangerous. Let me also stress the fact of shoot down inside this chamber here. Get as close as you can. Get up in there. Salt water. This boat has always been in salt water. So if you look down in that chambers there, you'll see there's a lot of corrosion in there. Let me take this off. There's a lot of corrosion down inside there. And believe it or not, I flush this thing out after every use, every time I've been out in the bay with it. So you can see what salt water does to the internal parts of an aluminum motor. Well, folks, we'll get some new thermostats and put these back in, or we'll put these back in just to show you how it's put back in, which is not very hard to do. You'll see it's got some little O-rings down at the bottom. We really need to put some silicone on there, but for the purpose of the video, we're just going to put it back in place. I'm going to get new gaskets and new thermostats and put those in. Clean this up, of course, before I put the new ones in. But they just set back down in there just like you see there. Make sure they're sitting all the way down inside it. Then go back over here and put your... I like to put this piece on here so you can see that this little gasket on top sets down in the... Let me back up here. See that groove in there? That little gasket sits down inside that groove. Just like so. There's plenty of anti-seize compound still on them boats. Of course, all you do is snug them back down. Snug them down evenly. Don't try to tighten one more than the other, because your chances of cracking the housing are pretty good. That's just a plastic housing, hard plastic, or maybe it might have something else in it, but just a rule of thumb on any mechanic, tighten bolts down evenly, as even as possible. snug them up. They don't have to be super tight. Well, folks, that's how you change the thermostats out in a 150 horsepower Honda 4-stroke V-tec engine.